because, Okay, so I am in fact not a registered mental health professional. Please, if you are for some reason feeling out of character issues that are somewhat affecting you in character, please do talk to a actual registered mental health professional. There are a slew of resources online, there are websites, there are phone numbers. Please, it is not hard. Get yourself help. I hope the best for you, but I cannot help you in a professional manner. I like to make sure that people understand it because, of course, it
It's
does
really good to
happen.
put
Some
that
people, of
blab
course,
there.
character bleed.
Yeah.
I always like to make sure that people understand that I very much hate character bleed. It occurs, I get it. Sometimes it's good for, being able to method act a little bit. But if it's actively negatively affecting you, please go seek actual help. Find an actual therapist. There are well-priced ones. There are free ones. People to talk to that have actual training in this. I may have done psychiatry for a year. I went to university for it, but ADHD's a bitch and I could not keep up with the fucking coursework. So I have a baseline of how to do it and can fake it, but ADHD go burr.
Yeah, my sister was in a similar thing. She didn't finish hers.
I mean, I went to university, had a fun time, it was a great time. Met people, got experiences, and then realized, man, education system fucking sucks because it's just rote memorization, and my memory is shit.
I was in uni too. Yep.
So, outside of that, are there any questions you out of character have about how this is going to go? Because it's a relatively easy process.
Not that I can think of right now. My character pretty much put forward his weird questions in the Vocarium thing, so that's pretty much...
I already have...
pretty much that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already have 6 different website pages open specifically to do things to chop and change depending on the directions that the conversations go, so that I can fake professionality outside of, well, my normal ability to fake professionality.
Cool.
Please excuse me, I literally woke up 25 minutes ago. And I will be going back to bed after doing this scene.
No problem. I woke up 30 minutes ago myself. Let's go. Alright.
Yes! I was just like, got home from work, set an alarm, head pillow gone. Done. Wake up to alarm. Right, time to do the thing. So, as for how the scene tends to play out, what I tend to do is I tend to take myself a seat. I tend to get you started at the door and say, silently count down from 10 so that I can turn my stream on, get the stinger out of the way, be, mumbling or muttering something in my head until you get through, and then, we see how the scene unfolds from that point in time. Pretty standard fare. Aside from that, I mean, we can get started if you'd like.
I will literally just go to the door and I'll start walking over.
It's literally just stand here after I say feel free to start counting, because I have to get myself sat down in position. The Ater always shows up plenty of time. No, don't tell it. Pens.
Right, this is your psychology. Anyway.
Yes, fascination with genitalia could in fact be projecting on maybe some kind of parental thing, Freudian perhaps.
Body and slip.
Mayhaps they may in fact have an Oedipal process. Yes, I see. They wish to have sex with their own father. Understandable. Considering Helmin is a strange worm of a creature, I don't know how the fucking logistics.
How does it always get to that point?
Well, bet.
If you think long enough, everyone wants to fuck their daddy. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm going. Anyway.
They don't want to fuck their daddy, but they want to call someone daddy while they're fucking. Right. I'll get my seat and then.
I go from saying yes, I'll bring her back at 9 to she calls me daddy as well.
Damn it, sketchy. Fuck. The fuck. Okay. Right.
Yep.
Feel free to count down from 10 silently in your brain, and we will start the scene when you come around the corner. And good luck.
Cool. rainy.
Coolant. Everyone knows it's coolant, Helmin. Come on.
Looks like rain. People find it easier to use the term or noun similar.
Suppose I'm a fastidious person, what can I say? You grow up in Zafiri, you just... It's rain. Ah, yes. There's the person that's not a local.
I'm very much
So,
an immigrant.
how are you doing today?
All things considered, I feel pretty fine. Physically, my wounds are still sore. Warm bath helped.
Yeah, I was going to say you were kind of scraped up last time. Good to see that you're coming along though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not look
From
forward
that,
to
I guess
something
I
like that
do
occurring to
dwell on
myself.
I dwell on what happened on that day. It is still pretty fresh after all.
The fact that you're a logical person and you couldn't find the line of logic that you wanted to specifically get the outcome that you were looking for, as long as you keep replaying it in your mind, you're, I wouldn't say hyperfixated, but you definitely have a need for the knowledge. You want to think through every variable that you can to see whether or not some outcomes would have been more preferable to yourself than others.
And definitely every day is a learning experience at the end of it all. If I can learn from that, that's excellent.
Very true. Did you, by any chance, follow up with writing down the things that I told you to?
I was a bit sore. I decided to go and rest instead. Was in bed quite a lot.
No worries. It was a suggestion. It wasn't, not exactly your primary care provider at the time. Technically, you now fall under that distinction due to being sat here right now. Anyone that takes me on as their doctor means that, well, not so much primary care, but probably mental health at least.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, if I start prescribing you things or offering suggestions of behavioral therapies, now I'm within my rights to get a little grumpy if you ignore.
Especially since you are the psychiatrist in terms of that.
Indeed, I am. It's just... I do basic therapy for people, Helmin. I am not a...
Mm-hmm. You can get
registered
grumpy at me,
psychologist.
especially for the part of practicing taking medication and such.
That's if I even prescribe any. Plus, considering I don't know whether or not particular medications will affect you, I was trained to deal with regular humans, after all. So, at this point in time, I'm not looking to experiment on people because ethically and morally that's kind of
was
dubious.
something I was going to bring up. I
Yes, take these
mimic
kind of things into
humans, but
consideration.
I'm not human. At most, I'd be considered mutant human, as I'm mimicking most of the biology.
Maybe.
But I definitely have abnormal biology. I have
Yes,
not
your
actually gotten
physiology
that
is definitely
looked
strange.
at on a larger
That's understandable.
scale.
Well, considering I figured out a way to have standardized medications affect a vampire, who normally can't be actively affected by medication, I'm sure we can try to figure out something for yourself. But I won't do it the way I did last time, because I kind of got in a bit of trouble for having, well, 2 days in a row, something out of pocket occur at the Ripon ship.
I see.
Yes, getting someone bitten and then getting thrown across a room another day was interesting experience, one after the other. What can I say? When I come up with my assistant unfortunately had a negative reaction to drinking blood, which was something that I thought may help them, and unfortunately my logic was flawed, at which point Toronto got bitten on the arm and had a rather rough night from what I heard.
Toronto repairs my armor sometimes.
Yeah, good guy.
Small world.
Well, considering this happened at the rack, so it makes sense, right? There's a lot of people that we probably both know that work down there.
Very true.
To be fair, it's less like small world and more like, well, small district. Right?
Compact world.
Yeah. So, if after this session I was to prescribe you any medication, they would normally be specifically for human biology, but whether or not they affect yours, I do not know. Which is why I will specifically preface that by saying that if I do, I will be giving you a reduced dose to see if there's any adverse effects first, because I prefer not to poison a patient and have them worsening condition than actually, not prescribe you anything at all and have you continue to suffer.
Related to prescriptions, I should probably give it a list of ones I do take currently.
That would be a good one, yes.
I have it written down properly, but it is a melatonin gummy and dream dust from Lorelei to help me sleep on occasion. I still take them consistently every night so far. There is also over the shelf at Dragonspire. I sometimes take calming potions.
Right, so magical potions do affect you.
I believe Lorelei's dream dust is more of a biological thing, but the potion is definitely magical in nature.
Well, if something that affects your biology does affect you, that at least lends credence to how a medication will work, since most of the time it's affecting biological impulses within your body. Well, it gets complicated considering the thought processes that I have towards what may or may not be actively affecting you. Chances are, SSIDs, maybe SSRIs. I'll think of that in a moment after I've gotten a little bit more out of you. But knowing that melatonin does work for you is definitely something. That is a good thing.
My reason for being prescribed such was I was experiencing panic and not being able to sleep too well. I do not tempt it too often, but if I do nap without taking the dream dust, I sometimes have very intense nightmares.
Vivid nightmares. Understandable.
And As
When you
what
have your
follows
nightmares, just as a
afterwards,
quick aside,
I find myself
how,
more prone to panicking or remembering and
so how, when you have nightmares, do you interact with them? Are you actively part of the nightmare, or are you more like going to a movie? You're forced to watch the nightmare play out in front of you, or do you feel that you can affect it? Just as a quick thought process here.
depending on which one it is, I am a direct participant experiencing the horrors before me. In other cases, it is more horrific that I am, as you say, watching it like in a theater, seeing something. If I was to categorize the different ones, there are times when it is more about acknowledging extreme regret in something, and because I cannot actively change that, it will always be a regret, like the theater. I'm watching that regret and tragedy play through, unable to change it because it is, in fact, a regret. There are other things to do with fear, more so than regret, I would describe, where I am, of course, in the participant seat in that nightmare. The fear is being placed onto me. I am experiencing the byproducts of that fear, the result, the end result of what I am scared of. Because I am participating in it directly, I am feeling it directly.
When you feel emotions in general, Helmin, is fear one of the emotions that you feel that is most pertinent to you, that you experience the strongest? We
Yes.
discussed prior about the fact that you find it difficult to experience most of your other emotions, but it definitely seems to me that when it comes to fear, you're able to experience it
At least
quite
when I
intensely,
dream.
which is good. Fear is a defense mechanism.
It's probably the strongest that I feel is the dream and the subjects tied to that. But it's all to do with the past. Even with what
Okay.
happened to me the other day that's left me in this state, of course I was scared. I was thinking about self-preservation. The consequences to not looking after myself, and how, again, if I did not preserve myself in a certain moment, like I said, I would not have been able to follow the person who got kidnapped to my best ability. I think of that. But the things that pop up in my dream are, it's, how would I,
More intense.
yes, more intense, and I don't quite know how to, I guess I am emotional with those in particular. I find out,
When it comes to certain subjects, you feel a high level of emotional connection to them, whereas outside of very specific things, you feel emotionally distant.
yes, well put. Another way I suppose I'd describe it, because paying attention to physical stuff, instead of my brain feeling like it's on fire, my chest feels like it's on fire. That's why I realized I was having the panic after dreaming.
Right.
It took me a while to realize I was panicking. I guess I'm not used to it.
So you had an anxiety spike after you awoke because you were reliving a previous experience that was emotionally taxing on you, and as such couldn't differentiate at the moment the difference between it being a dream or it being an actual experience that you were currently going through because of the intensity of it. Am I getting that right?
So far, that sounds fairly accurate to me. Another thing I
Okay.
suppose I'd
There's
note
nothing wrong with that.
is a lot of these revelations that I'm having right now. I'm not too sure how to properly describe them. And I'll be honest, I have not
Do the
sat
best you
down
can.
like this
You
with someone to talk about it. So,
you don't need to
I'm
rush
having a lot
yourself
of
or try to use big
realizations.
words or accurately describe it. Feel when describing something that you want to get out, use whatever words you want. I'm here as a translator. I'm here to try and help take what you feel and describe it back to you in a way that you feel is more accurate than the way you've described it to me. It's not the easiest. I will only try my best because that's all I can do. But the steps to recovery and self-help are always with the person, not with me. I am a guide for you. That is the entire point of what I do as my job. I'm here to help you understand parts of yourself and help you find the path that you want to walk down and not be afraid to do so alone.
Alright.
So take your time. Just the first things that come to mind. You don't need to censor it. You don't need to rush it. Just give it a try.
Another thing in terms of experiencing emotion or other stuff is in my past I felt like I was more aware of my emotions, and now I am not. I can still
I think
express
you're
myself.
aware of
though.
them. You have stepped back from them because having an emotional reaction in the situations that you have presented to me thus far would not be a healthy or logical thing for you. It is a self-defense and preservation method to make sure that you do not make a emotionally charged choice that could endanger yourself. Makes sense. Nothing wrong with being logical about things like that. You're doing good.
I do worry that going with that kind of method has left me a bit confused when it comes to interacting lately with others. I have only branched out and started socializing more this year, and it's
You know,
becoming
I can
apparent that
definitely
it has
get behind
caused
that as
me
well.
it has caused me a bit of concern looking at it retrospectively when I've socialized with people, and even with the alteration that happened recently where Marge was present. I think I am surprised that I didn't feel too emotional about it. I expressed anger a little bit at the time because it was a frustrating situation. But I'm just
Considering the
surprised, I guess.
situations you have told me about at this point, anger is a good emotion for you to be tapping into because anger allows you to push forward through traumatic experiences to get a thing that you see as a necessity done actually achieved. It's a means to an end as opposed to, say, if you were scared, you'll want to shy away from something. Which why, when you wake up afraid in your dreams, you probably wake up with a start, I will guess. It's a sudden waking, it's not a slow gradual. Because those dreams scare you. Whereas, when it comes to something along the lines of what you were just saying, being angry focuses you. Because you have a target for your anger. That way you want to push forward and deal with that problem. I'm more worried about your ability to actually feel happiness, because at this point in time, you are definitely presenting that you do feel emotions, but they are mostly what people would accrue to the negative spectrum of emotions. Anxiety, fear, anger.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you were happy, Helmin?
I've had moments of surprise and joy. I would describe it as happy. Someone gave me a gift at the Vix Inn, a small present with a plushie the other day. I go there to partake in some of the meals they serve, and I'd gotten to know one of the people that serve food there often. I was surprised that they gave me a gift. I did feel happy. It was I would say, pleasant surprise, more than like a bad surprise. I didn't expect them to give me anything.
Okay. So a surprise out of nowhere that you enjoyed did in fact elicit a happy and positive emotion from you. That's good. That's definitely good. Okay, I've got a small idea here, Helman. I'll run you through a small questionnaire if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Alright.
I will give this let's call it just 3 answers. Nice, easy pick. We'll go with, that is not me, that somewhat describes me, and that is definitely me. Okay? So one of those 3. So a no, a yes, and a maybe, essentially.
Alright.
Nice and easy. Shouldn't be too many questions for you. So, most would describe me as charming and nonchalant. I can turn my charm on and off like a tap. How do you feel that describes you?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. Okay. If you do feel you want to expand on any of the answers, by all means, feel free to. You're not locked into
I
just
recognize I
answering
have some of
in
my
the...
charming moments, or as some people would put it, Riz, maybe.
That's a good one.
I definitely find myself standing there like a brick in social situations or whatnot, where things should be more fluid. If I was to put an analogy to it.
So, you do understand the social dynamic and follow through with it. That's good, yes. So, I do what I want when I want, the moment the impulse strikes me, regardless of what others want.
I will say yes to that. Only in
That is
very
you?
rare occasions do I not follow through with some things, because it might be
That you want to do? Understandable.
very
If
apparent
you
that
get the
now
idea in
is
your
not the
head,
time reading the room. However, I do definitely just go ahead with what I want in other places.
fair enough. Okay, that's good. So, If something goes wrong or turns out badly, it's not my fault.
Yes. That
So that describes you?
Describes
Okay.
me.
Do you feel that's because you're more of a follower? That you follow along people and have the ability to, as they might say, pass the buck onto others in a more commanding position than yourself? Or you feel that that is just you in general when something does go wrong, say, you're trying to make toast and it burns? Is it because the toaster is wrong more than yourself? You put the toast in, pushed it down, but the toaster was the one that burned it.
In situations like that, I'd want to see if there's anything else wrong before I judge my own ability. Though it doesn't stop me
You
from
do
wondering
take
if
a
there's
step back.
ways to make any alteration or change things, of course, even if it's not my doing. Toast analogy, I am an engineer. If there was something wrong with the toaster, I can see if that is the case. I would like to rule out other things first and then look at myself. In most situations, it's pretty apparent that it's not me.
Okay. So, I mean, this one being Zafira, it's like a terrible question, but I've gotten into legal or yes, I've gotten into legal or criminal trouble as an adult, and not just a, say, speeding fine or a parking ticket.
Yes, that is me.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm pretty sure that almost everyone can answer yes to that one.
Some people pride themselves on not being involved, but in my mind, that has other implications.
Yes, I understand when someone needs to get shot in the head as well. Just because I'm a doctor and said to do no harm, that's normally involving my patients. Someone's trying to drag me down a street and rob me, they're getting a face full of shotgun.
Duty of care also means that you must make sure you're able to care, right? Would be a shame if you weren't
Exactly.
able to.
And I care that they don't
go
suffer
forth
before I
with
put it
that
through them.
oath. Oh, that is something, isn't it? Where I came from, that was a law that got passed long, long ago. Termination as a method of care is common.
I have always been a proponent of euthanasia myself. I have, even though a short period of time when I was a GP, the amount of elderly patients that I dealt with in those 2 years that were prolonged in their lives when all they were doing was suffering, they were not living. There's a difference between life and living. I understand your viewpoint there completely, Helmin.
Definitely with the context of my country, we have a very wealthy, not wealthy, a large number of people that do get to an old age. But we also have lots of
Wealth
health
is definitely a term
problems.
you could use to describe that. You were not wrong. You have a wealth of people. The word was right.
Yes. And
It's a good thing in a society when they do get to a older age.
It was not too uncommon for people to basically have their medication slung across them like you would a backpack or other things. We have that stuff just readily available. A lot of people were medicated in different ways for legitimate issues. If I was to describe it, like a dog breed that has been put down the pipeline of being bred in a certain way, that it naturally always has health
yes.
issues. Some of my people were like that.
Like a pug. I get what you're coming at here. Okay. Well,
So
this is
the
good so far.
pugs
You're
of
doing
our
well.
society required to have that option.
We're still cared for. The fact that that's a thing, I can get behind that. Okay then. So, I'm easily the best at what I do, bar none. Nobody can ever take my place.
I would say there's sometimes or maybe to that. I want to remain open to if
Middle of
there's
the
anyone
ground?
else that is also an expert at that. Collaboration, very important.
Fair enough. Definitely a good thing to look at. Okay. I do whatever I feel like doing, and I don't care what others think, even if it's illegal.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that's a very Zephyran answer as well, to be fair, considering how things are around here. I swear, Helmin, you are being localized.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Zephyr is a place, but it's home. We all do the best we can around here sometimes. Okay. Every person for themselves. I don't see the point in feeling sorry for other people and have no desire to help others.
Oh, that would definitely have to be a maybe or somewhat.
Maybe? Okay,
If
somewhat.
I was me a year ago before I decided to try and connect with community, it would definitely be a yes. That has changed.
Would that
rather
have been on
quickly
the...
to a maybe.
So that would have been a yes, but would that have been a yes because it would have been healthier and easier for you to have had connections of people that owe you for having helped them? Or do you feel that it would have been out of any misguided sense? Just for context.
The IOUs are always useful, is a thought that immediately comes to mind. But then I find myself thinking more about the hope for making connections where I can think of more than just the survival aspect of things or the benefits or having beneficiaries. There is a thought that has come to mind now, a personal philosophy that the moment I don't have to contemplate survival so much, I am not the animal people think of me as. I ascend.
I will always say, no matter what, unfortunately, that, well, we're all animals in our own way. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, the
It's
fact
a
that we all
thought
like to
process that
pretend
comes
that
to
we're all...
mind.
Look, we like to say and pretend that we're all evolved beings, that we're of a higher moral standing, yet you can still see someone stab another person in an alleyway over something shiny.
They're not necessarily thinking of survival, I suppose. Then it becomes the most ancient
Yeah.
form of predation. Have you looked under a microscope at cellular cell organisms stealing blocks from each other, proteins and pieces? Everyone's doing that, whether it be actual food and protein or shiny. We're still participating in the
I
most
just use shiny
ancient
because
form
it's
of
not something
predation.
that they...
Fun.
Yes, they don't necessarily need the shiny thing. See, you assume that they would go for like a corner store or something, right? They'd go after maybe a place like this where they know there's food, but instead they go for the shiny thing because they don't actually want just the food, they want more than that. They want to increase their standing within a pack hierarchy, and that pack hierarchy is society itself.
I remember once.
Sorry if I have a slightly twisted view of things sometimes.
I do remember participating in something similar. I really wanted a hat.
But it was a specific hat you wanted, not just any hat.
The vendors in... Oh. I'm wondering if I need to provide context or not. I was in a deaf
You don't
game,
have to if you don't
and
want
the vendor would only give me the hat if I had 20 tokens. So I acquired the 20 tokens just so I could have the hat. I wanted it because it was comforting to have in the situation I was in. I had a hat, I got what I wanted in such a precarious living situation. And because I managed to get that hat in such precarity, I felt comfortable.
It gained more of a emotional connection to yourself because you had earned it in the way that you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
You felt you deserved it. Okay, that's definitely understandable.
There was no benefit
Okay,
to it apart from my personal comfort. For acquiring the hat, I could have put 15 or 10 tokens into acquiring a weapon, but I wanted the hat. And I already had a weapon.
You prioritized what you wanted over anything else. I mean, that's a good thing to be doing. Seeing something logically that you would prefer. People don't take care of their wants and needs as often as they would like sometimes, and thus, well, start to act out in other ways. But that's neither here nor there at this point. So I'm probably going to say this is going to be a definitely you because of the previous questions, but I have to ask it anyway unless you ask. I have gotten into legal or criminal trouble when I was a teenager.
Not too sure, but I would say yes.
That was an assumption on me, but considering the fact you've brought up a rougher lifestyle that you've lived in your younger days before you were around Zafira, it's well, it's bad of me to assume, but I still have to ask the question and see whether or not the idea matches up. That's not a problem.
I do have a jarring issue of I cannot recall my childhood. So anything a bit too far back.
You did mention the journal that you have sealed, which is good. Which is why I also recommended you start writing the journal now and say that this one you can read.
I will keep them separate.
Having some positives. Yeah. You know what? Go to a crime scene at some point. Grab some of that black and yellow tape and wrap it around the one that you're not allowed to read.
Yeah. Oh, it's so easy to get that.
See, that's
it's all over Zafira.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Like, people are like, oh, you're going to disrupt an active crime scene. This person was shot 6 months ago and the tape's still there and no one's actually even wiped away the chalk outline.
One of my friends literally has a cold murder case of their neighbor in the same apartment. I think it's finally been taken down and someone moved in. But it was there for like almost all this year.
Wow. Yep, very severe.
Yeah.
Okay, how about I have no problem or concern in lying in order to get what I want.
No, definitely no problem. That's me.
That's you. To be fair, that's quite a few people in general. Although it can also be a learned trait, not just a personal one. That's a nature versus nurture debate, though. Okay.
That one's always fun with my people. I'll admit we have a bit
Yeah,
of a
this one is
caste
going to be an
system.
interesting question for you. So, live in the moment is what I say. The future will take care of itself, and learning from your past is pointless.
I suppose the previous version of me would have been a yes. Because I'm on the other end of that, I'm going to have to say that that is not me.
So it's not you anymore? Okay. How about,
I'm
I never feel
literally living the
remorse, shame, or
consequences
guilt about
of
something I've said or
that.
done.
Remorse, shame, or guilt about something said or done.
Are you comfortable in the actions that you've presented? If you say something to someone, do you say it with the full force of yourself behind it, in full belief that what you're saying is correct? Same with your actions. If you're doing something, you believe wholeheartedly that what you're doing is what needs to be done. You never double think about it after you've done it.
Well, I definitely think about it, so I would assume I am the in-between.
I'm going to say we'll get more
Something.
specific for this one for you. So in the moment, you logically run through all of the options that you have available to you, yes?
Mm-hmm.
After you take that action that you have logically come to the conclusion of, and you move forward past that decision, do you look back at that decision and doubt what you have previously done?
No.
Same can be said with any conversation. So you don't?
In a
That's why I
situation
thought you might
that
have been confused about the
information
question.
reveals itself sometime afterwards, only then would I be prompted to look back on it with that new information. But foresight is 2020, as the saying goes, or something. The rather,
It does
I can only
indeed,
do
yes.
what I can with the information provided.
So unless something does come up to bring to light a previous mistake that you might have made, everything
And
at
then
the time that is
the
done
thing I say
is done
that
as
I
it
have
should
said
be.
before, it becomes a learning experience. So I guess I'm not really doubting what I've done. I'm taking it as an opportunity to learn at that point. I guess I'm not really doubting, I'm just...
But only when someone else presents to you that it was a choice or decision that should have been thought about in a different way.
I want to be open to learning.
Understandable. That's a very admirable thing to be doing. The amount of people that are far too closed off and egotistical, unable to look past themselves to actually accept the help of others, which is very much why I like people when they come forward to me and say, I would like to get help, because I can't do my job very easily if people are fighting me every step of the way because they don't want to be here.
I suspect I might
Okay.
have things I bring up in future sessions that have
Oh,
to
of
do with the
course.
past and nightmares, and at that point I feel like I may become difficult because I don't know how to really proceed with expressing any of that information.
Not a problem. We take things one step at a time, Helmin.
It
Rushing
is a
will get
situation
us
where I'd
nowhere.
imagine I'd be doubtful.
As you know, the way you look at things, the more information that you have at your disposal to be able to use to find out the solution that is required to the problem, the better, right? So the more that you sit here, the more sessions you have, and the more you bring forward ideas, concepts, and information to me to help you translate, compile, and make sure that you can understand, that you can process, the easier it will be for you to process things. Most people, when they come to me, have not had someone that they can unburden themselves with. So the fact that you have indeed taken that step to unburden yourself and look for help in the first place is very admirable. You want to improve yourself, It could be out of a completely selfish desire, but there's nothing wrong with being selfish about getting yourself somewhere you want to be. So I'll tell you what, that last question then. So I don't see the point in taking on responsibilities of any kind. They just weigh you down.
That is not me.
You'd like to take on the responsibilities to make sure that you can be that. Okay.
This may be I do not know, actually. I will simply speak my mind. Sometimes taking on the responsibility, I see it as a challenge to see where I am with my abilities.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, that's definitely been helpful. Thank you for that, Helmin. I will be compiling that. Okay. Well, that's definitely a good thing. So, you currently take a melatonin, don't you?
It appears to affect me the same way it would another human.
Okay. Well, going through that checklist and marking it down has given me some good insight into how you work. What I might try is I might try a recommendation of a medication for you to begin with, just to see if it does affect you, see if it changes your mood at all, because I will prescribe you a mood stabilizer to see how it affects you. I won't give you a full course. I will give you a half course, lowered dosages, specifically to see whether or not it's a negative with your physiology, because I don't want you to accidentally poison yourself or to suffer from negative side effects of such a thing. But I will also, again, recommend that you do keep the journal. One, because especially if you're going to start a course of treatment that will potentially help you, keeping track of your emotional state in a journal, as well as the negatives, not just the positives. People forget that the negatives have things to teach us as well. If you're suffering through your nightmares, the fact that if they get more intense or they lessen can be indicative of a variety of different things.
Currently, the dream dust I'm prescribed to take nightly negates most nightmares. I have not experienced much of a dream for a while. And the occasional
I've prescribed a
times that
standardized
I'm
medication that has
injured, or I have simply forgotten because of busy schedule, and my sleep pattern was awry either way. Those are the only times I have not taken it. I would say that's maybe.
And you've had a relapse?
2 or 3 times a month, I forget.
Okay. So, what I'm going to prescribe, I will prescribe a standardized medication that also helps with the suppression of dreams, because if Lorelei's dust, I would say alternate just to see whether or not the actual standardized medication helps as well. From what I know, it shouldn't have any side effects with the other prescription that I will give you, which is for lithium. Just standard lithium prescription. The basic, just standard mood stabilizer. Whether or not that will bring your mood up or lower your mood, I don't know. Which is why, again, a half course at half dosage. That way, if it does start to raise your mood or lower your mood, you can make note of that in the journal and tell me how it is. If you start feeling any negative side effects from taking that, nausea, dizziness, like extreme lethargy, I would like you to stop taking it straight away, because that should be something that will present relatively quickly after the second or third dose, which, again, it's just a pill. Take it on a full stomach, like, with some tea. Probably a good one.
Is this something I can acquire at any pharmaceutical in the waterfront?
Pharmacy. I'm not prescribing anything specialist at all.
Okay.
I understand that it's not the easiest for people around, well, most of the places that we work, that getting prescription drugs isn't the easiest. So, of course, making sure that people are able to actually get that is definitely a thing. I will also ask, have you tried smoking marijuana? Since I know you work with Marge, and I know Marge does some growing.
Weed. I've also purchased some of the recreational medication from the Whip and Chip.
Did you take indica or sativa, and how did that affect you? Just as a quick note, just to make sure.
I do not remember which one it was.
Well, that's okay. Stabilizing your mood medically through lithium first is a good thing, but if that doesn't agree with you, we might try just actually finding you a strain of weed that might help to even you out a little bit as well. See if that works. Trial and error. Mm-hmm. Within bounds, right? We don't want you to suffer or go through any negative side effects if you can help it, because that's not a good thing.
I definitely want to remain able to work on some days. That would be nice.
Lithium will definitely not take that away from you, I can tell you that. It's a stabilizer, it's not a suppressant.
Okay.
So that's why I want to make sure that if you do feel any of the negative side effects, nausea, lethargy, any of that kind of thing, do stop taking it. We'll see whether or not if it's the mix, because I will also offer you a second prescription for Hypnosil, which is a dream suppressant. Obviously, Lorelei's stuff definitely works for you, but just in case, it's always good to have something on the side, right? If Lorelei is not around and you can't get a hold of something, it might help you. It's not a very strong drug because it's a very specific drug.
Can generate the dream dust after all, and it would be nice to have something.
Whether or not it will work for you, I do not know. I have prescribed it before to someone. They haven't complained to me about having used it, so that has been good, but that was, of course, just a person. Your physiology is my main concern at this point in time. I want to make sure that if I am prescribing you things, that you take it slow and steady and make sure that you don't try to up dosages to get an effect. Trust the treatment course. If you don't feel any negative effects, keep up with it. See if it actually has any positive benefits. We can then, after a week or so, or when you next feel like having a session, we can discuss how you felt taking them. We can try to fine-tune any dosage you might need. We can try to change any prescriptions to a stronger or weaker kind of prescription, depending on how you feel. And generally, we'll see if getting your mental state more relaxed and into a less analytical mindset and a more emotional one will give you any positive or negative benefits. But we don't want you to not be you, Helmin. You're fine as you are as a person. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just trying to help you find a way that you can recognize how you want to operate.
When thinking about this session today and what I want to achieve,
Going forward, yes.
I know I want to achieve some kind of... I want to be aware of emotions more. I have them. I understand some of it, but I am always confused. And being confused
That's understood.
with myself does not breed much confidence. And so I suppose
Understanding
I would like to
emotion
be
is
more
not an easy thing to
confident,
do.
ultimately.
Well, we'll see if the mood stabilizers help bring you up to be more in touch with your positive sides of emotions. From what I can see, the analytical nature that you present, even though you do feel things, your necessity to follow through on a logical throughput does force you to mute yourself so that you can see the most logical of outcomes, less factoring in emotion. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's perfectly fine and valid, but it's being able to switch between understanding when you should be logical about something and when you can let down your guard and be emotional about something. That's what the mood stabilizers will hopefully do. At least, hopefully. If they don't, no worries. We can find alternative ways of doing things. We can continue to talk. We can continue to have you present any issues you've had come forward. We can make sure that duty of care is provided. Not like I'm going to be asleep or anything, so anytime you have any negative thoughts, anytime you feel that there's a side effect that you don't like, anytime you feel that you need to actually contact someone about something to have a quick talk, you can message me.
Would it be alright for me to list the extreme situations where I confused myself for not having reacted strongly? I
Write them
want
down
to
in the
note them
journal.
down.
Always keep a note of them. Yes. I would separate them outside of the journal, okay? When it comes to writing down things that have previously occurred, write them down, follow through a checklist of seeing why you did the actions you did, go through it that way. But keep that separate from the journal. When you're writing the journal, I want you to note your positive or negative mood swings, the stimulus that caused that, whether or not you felt that that was an appropriate emotional response, or whether you were too logical about things and would have preferred to have been more emotional. It's a slow process, Helmin. We're not going to try and rush you. I'm just here to give you ideas, options, and the help that I can to get to where you want to be. Like I said, I'm a guide. I can't drag you down the road you don't want to go down. I can only help you find the road you're looking for and walk beside you.
It'd be a nice place to get to.
See?
To be
The
able
good
to
thing is you
control
already know
that.
where you want to get to. Knowing the goal in the first place is half of the battle. That is very good. Well, as it stands, I think
I
that
feel
is about the
relieved
time of
again.
the session. And you see, that's good. You understand that you know where you're going to and that you've been given a positive affirmation that you are doing the right thing to get where you want to. I'm trying to follow your logic and help you understand that your logic is not flawed.
This was a really good session.
Not a problem at all.
more enlightenment than I thought I would about it all. You put words to things
Take your
that
time, process it.
confused me before.
I will quickly jot down the prescription for you so that you can take this to any pharmacy and pick up the lithium and hypnosil.
This is something that I can start right away.
Of course, they will print the instructions on the bottles. Follow those instructions. Like I said, half dosage, half course. You're not going to be on it for, normally I would recommend a month, but this is just a week to see whether or not it is. The hypnosil is a backup for in case, for some reason, you are someone that you don't have Lorelai's dust and you need to sleep. At least you can have that on you. It's not hard to carry it. Nice sealed container. Whether or not it'll work for you, again, I don't know.
Should I test using the hypnosil? Or
I would say no.
two?
You currently you seem to be doing perfectly fine with Lorelai's dream dust. So as that stands, that's a working thing that is doing well for you. Stick with that. That is a backup just in case. We don't know if it will work. Hopefully it does, because more than likely when you take hypnosil, from what I've been told, it is you go to sleep and you wake up. There is a blank spot. It's like being knocked unconscious almost. You still feel rested at least, but it's wow. Disconcerting, I've been told. I don't exactly sleep anymore, so yeah.
Akin to being knocked
Anyway.
out.
Somewhat, yeah. Just a chemical knockout. Well, Helmin,
Fun.
you've made some definitely good progress today already. So remember, the journal, start the course of medication, and follow through on just writing down those notes about things you want to double check next time we have a session, okay? Give it a bit of time, let it settle, see if any changes occur naturally with how your thought processes work, okay?
Alright. Thank you again for this session. I
Not a
will
problem at
definitely
all.
make sure to schedule another one sometime.
You have the website, so you know how to set one up with me. We can discuss it at any point in time that you want.
Alright. Also, this is
Well,
very nice. Nice cafe.
I specifically chose it because if I sit in the back corner here, any customers come in can see me. They realize that they have the exit right behind them. I am of no threat because I am in a corner. They can leave at any time they want.
Wonderful layout.
Plus, the owner of the place will happily take a few credits to step out the back for an hour or so and just do nothing because the place is relatively quiet. So it's kind of good. Works out for him.
Oh, I'm all too familiar with
the
just
door, so-
standing at a bar.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Have yourself a good evening. Okay, Helmin?
Yep. Yep, and sing.
And see. There you go. Fun times.
Wow, it's so cool.
You got 17 out of 24.
Whoa.
So, mild psychopathy.
Yeah.
Psychopathy possible.
Well, it's a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Love
It
it.
was, you ticked like 16 factors of psychopath traits with Helmin, which is great. But yeah, lithium is one of the lighter things that he could have prescribed. Just a standardized like mood enhancer that will just level you out. Hypnosil is a bit of a
Cool.
joke if you know where it's from. Do you know where
I do
Hypnosil is
not.
from?
Nope.
Hypnosil is from The Nightmare on Elm Street. It's the drug they used to stop the kids dreaming so Freddy Krueger couldn't get them.
Nice. That is so cool.
Most of the time I use actual real drugs for things. I'm like, yes, these are the kind of drugs like, I would have said risperidone is also a good one for Helmin, but I used risperidone for Beatrix, and that had a very negative effect on Beatrix. So he's like, you know what? Let's go with a nicer, more casual, lighter thing for Helmin, especially because Worm
Yeah.
Boy go Worm.
Worm boy, he also got the psionics. He funky in the brain.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Well, I don't want to know how weird that.
Look.
At least Ater does have the one good thing, which is you currently can't get into his mind if you try to, and then 5 minutes after
Yay.
that finally wears off.
Uh-oh.
But he can only do that whilst he has a talisman, because he was literally given an anti-mind reading, like stops people from probing into your mind talisman by someone in Orlando Soccer. And he's like, this is just like a
Nice.
scroll, but it's fucking touch it. Scroll wizard go burr.
My
Scroll wizard
lad's
go
got
burr.
some pink crystal thing Fable gave him that'll fortify his mind more if any other wacky eldritch or aberrant creatures try to do something to him. So at least nobody else should be fucking with his mind. I hope.
You know, good boy, good boy, good boy.
I'm a good
There's
boy.
Very
I'm a
good boy.
All I got is this. It's a wacky orb. Makes your vision wobbly. Wobble, wobble. Wobble, wobble.
Yeah, same thing here. Shelter, you just can't see
We got
it.
the same thing.
Hey, what if we both touched each other's minds? That sounds so
Ooh,
fun.
you want to touch mine?
Whoa, you wanna touch minds?
Anyway, I'm gonna get
Yeah,
off.
that
I'm
was
gonna say
awesome,
goodbye to my
thank
chat
you.
real quick. I'm gonna get off, and then I'm gonna go back to sleep and wake
Oh,
up for
yeah?
the Pokemon Adventure Guild ball tonight. Because yeah.
Oh, that
glad you
sounds
enjoyed it. Again,
awesome.
anytime you want to do another scene like this, and we can just sit there and bullshit about things, by all means, just
Hell
set
yeah.
up another fucking another hammer time, because hammer time is the easiest way. Because for me right
My
now,
lad
it
says
is
so
like
many
one.
concerning things. I'm so sorry in the future.
Oh yeah. Oh no! Look! Did you not realize Ater is sitting there going like, I get that, because he's a Sephiran. Everyone that lives in Sephira is a fucking psychopath. He literally stated as a
Yeah,
doctor
I had
that
my
he would
shiny
happily shoot
moment
someone
when I
in the
was in a
fucking face.
death game, and instead of buying you weapons, I wanted the hat. I wanted the hat. It made me feel safe.
Yeah. Well, look, and then he was like, well, he's prioritizing his own. That was a mental health thing. It's like he prioritized something he wanted, his mental health, over something that was survival. Which, if he already had a weapon, when he then clarified that, he's like, that's fine then, no worries. Anyway, wait a sec.
Have a good one. I'm heading out. Boop. God damn. Heard I go, we mad fuckers get meds. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to my weird gothic homeworld. I don't trust it, honestly. Everywhere I look, I'm reminded of death. That's such a good thing. This isn't Helmin's home. Anyways.
In an hour, there is, where is it? IZCA is in an hour. Los Acres is in like an hour. I could go to these things, but they're like in an hour. And I'm also hungry.
It's time to go to Chernobyl. Guys, that's the next logical step. Let's go to Chernobyl.
I want to randomly vibe on stream, but I don't know. My favorite place. I love being here. I'm your brain. I'm in your roles. Understandable. I could quote an entire thing for you right now while standing in this concerning void. Escape. You know. It really do be like that. Hang on, stream camera.
What's up, guys? It's me, Helmin. I love the void. You have favorite nerds watching you in VRC? Oh my god. Oh my god, what the hell, guys? Hey, what you mean VRC? Hey, do a backflip. Do a backflip. You can't see my eyes. We auto level that. Yeah, auto level. Do a backflip. Do a backflip right now. Rose, slap someone. Rose, whoever's near you, I want you to slap them. Do you understand? Virtually slapped at her. Why you gotta be? Whoever has the hands, throw hands. You gotta throw hands if you got hands. Don't worry about the concerning drones or anything in this, like, wasteland. It's normal. It's fine. That's completely normal. By the way, I'm in Silent Hill. Everyone eating? Why am I like this? Why am I like that? Avid's getting slapped? Understandable. Yeah, it's good when you get slapped. I'm going to shut up. But I'm not actually going to shut up because I like being funny after Helmin therapy session. God, imagine if I said all the concerning shit in Helmin's backstory. I'm gonna trauma dump on my therapist one day. I'm so sorry, zombie. I'm so sorry, zombie man. I've got a quotes folder here, but I'm thinking of setting up a pun folder for the dad jokes. Because you see, I will just open that folder up and I'll just start randomly saying puns as markers. And let me give you an example of like a pun thing, and I'll explain why it's for Marcus. If you're not aware of it yet, Marcus has dad energy. Let's be honest. He's got the dad energy, and I need those fucking dad jokes for him. So, I've got one here. Hang on, I'm putting my hair up and stuff. I'm gonna be smart about this, alright? Gonna read these out. Alright, so we've got a couple of dad jokes here. And I just need you to suffer with me, honestly. Sharing is caring. If your man can't appreciate a good fruit joke, you gotta let that man go. Do you understand? I'm on a seafood diet. I see food. I eat it. Now let me show you the power of it. I've said that as Helmin. I'm about to do this. I'm gonna be Marcus now. And now I'm about to show you why I need all the dad jokes. You see, if I'm Marcus and I say, if your man can't appreciate a good fruit joke, you gotta let that man go. You see what happens there? I'm letting you into my nightmare escape. Don't worry about it. Alright, I've got another one. I've got another one for you. So, ever just got clapped? Good. Alright, here's another joke. If a band gets struck by lightning, who gets hit first? The conductor. Yes, that's right. Oh, hey Cupcake, I'm telling the people on the metagram jokes. You ready for this one? I'm gonna
telling the
say,
gay little people in your phone jokes.
yes, all the gay little people, they get jokes on the phone. I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, I eat it. Get it? Because I'm looking at the food and
I-
it sounds like I'm saying seafood like fish, but I'm not actually.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. If
Mhm.
if you can't appreciate a good fruit joke, you gotta let that man go. You get it? Cause mango is a fruit.
I get it.
Is it a fruit? Yes, I think so. Did you know tomato is a
Oh.
fruit?
What is it?
Yeah, it's a fruit. Let's see, what's another joke I can say? I have a pencil with 2 erasers, but that's kind of pointless. Get it? Get it? Because it's pointless. It's got 2 erasers,
Incredible.
one erase on both ends, so there's no point. And yes, I'm going to do the thing where I explain the joke.
Amazing, Marcus. Amazing.
Thank you for slapping
Absolutely
the ever-loving
incredible.
shit out of someone for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh shit! He slapped him so hard his shit broke. He's reloading.
I need to show you. I need to show you an outfit that I have. You're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I'm in it or if I'm not. Or if I'm shirtless because I was on a journey on a beach. Okay, I'm not at the beach anymore. That's good. Wait, am I giant?
Why is
I
Marcus so
am.
tall? Yeah, you're cupcake height. There you go.
I was cupcake guy. Alright. I am going to get shirtless for a moment to switch into the outfit. Don't worry about it. I just need a... Sure, no shirt. I put the shirt on. But then I also changed the shirt to a different color. Yes. Yes, I have this.
Yo. I look like a Half-Life
Do you
scientist
understand?
with a rip.
I was gonna say Yakuza.
Yeah.
Yakuza's
Yakuza
closer.
works too.
Yakuza is closer. I will say that.
Oh my god,
If you-
Hitman.
if you know,
Oh my
you
god,
know.
Agent 47.
If you,
Agent
if you know,
47.
you know.
If you know, you know. You keep saying that,
monkey
and that
go
keeps
bald?
making me more concerned. I mean...
If you know, you know.
New jacket?
It's the same jacket, but I made it Christmas themed.
Ah, nice. Holy shit, you slapped him so hard you needed a reboot.
Yeah. Motherfucker.
I just, yeah, no, OVR event settings. I see how you fucking killed the man. You fucking killed.
I killed the man by slapping them.
That's how it should be.
Incredible. Indeed, 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 indeed.
No idea? That's fine. Perhaps it's for the best.
Didn't have any clue what's going on at all.
I'm a serial killer.
Damn. My god, twinning.
Oh
my god, we're
wait,
twinning.
Wait! Is it?
Twinning.
Is that? Holy shit! Is that the fucking Patrick Bateman fit?
Very close. It's the JoJo Patrick Bateman fit.
Okay, that's incredible.
My
It's the
god, Saul
Patrick
Goodman.
Bateman of the JoJo universe.
Oh my god.
Funny.
Look, it's Saul Goodman.
Oh my god, it's so good. I'm Yoshikage Q. Someone's going to see me with these colors and this tie explicitly in character. Know that I'm wearing Yoshikage Kira's tie and be like, Marcus! Marcus!
What are you
most likely.
doing?
Man, I have a hunger only hands can satisfy. And I also have
You're
some
saying
Christmas
this,
fit.
the-
Oh, you know, if I take the suit off, I got this cute little red suit, sweater. I'm
Yeah.
jolly maxing, as the kids say. Jolly maxing.
Jolly Maxie.
I have a hat, but it doesn't fit right now. I need to scale it down. Look at this. It's on the top of my head like a silly. I had no head.
Big hat. Oh.
No head?
It's
So
no
no
head. Hey, you wanna see this world? This world is Mark's dreamscape. We're in his mind.
I got
This is
to
my
pound
mind.
This place of artillery.
Hell yeah.
I like.
This is
I
my
like,
mind.
This way, Marcus.
I could put the
funny
concerning
robot
music
who I
on.
slapped just requested off of me. Should I? Can I let them in? It's,
Yes. I'm still
fucking
streaming, just goofing around in VR chat now after the serious therapy session.
mhm.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna get in.
I'm kind of
put the VR
hungry.
on, like, yeah, in a minute.
Yeah, I know you said it might be if you want to go to like a ZCA or something later tonight. Might be good to like get like a snack or some shit.
Yeah, IZCA. I'm still in the
Okay,
Marcus
Marcus,
voice. I
welcome to
can't
the
take it off
IZCA.
anymore. I can't bother taking the IZCA.
You're just Marcus now.
voice. I'm just Marcus.
You're just,
now.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Sketchu. I hear Marcus well and I hear your own voice.
I want to identify
That is
as a
true,
man
yeah.
secretly.
Hey yo, let's go.
I'm
Secretly?
basically non-binary
Are
at
you
this
secret?
point. It's fun. I like being a shape-shifting eldritch horror. I can put on any voice I want
Okay.
whenever.
Twinsie.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Legato is my favorite potato.
Did you notice Legato at the meat rack? That was so funny.
I did. I muted and I went, oh my fucking god, it's Legato.
I need to go around as her again. She was trying to sell scrap, but no one was open. She was there in the last 15 minutes because I'm insane.
Should one of us go collect funny robot?
I will.
Yes.
Yeah. Go get. Yeah, no, I did like you said slap somebody, and I immediately was just like, okay, I'm gonna put a message in chat, and when you read this out, I'm gonna beat the shit out of them.
God fucking damn it, Cupcake,
I'm
Funny
invisible
ro-
again.
Yes, you're
I'm not real.
You're
I
holy
am a
shit.
mass hallucination.
Yeah, you want to see a spooky place up ahead?
Try as a
Oh,
figment of
damn.
your imagination. I was never real.
You're not
You made an
real.
android
You're not
body for a
real.
fucking ghost.
You're not real.
It's not real.
Here, let me show you this place up ahead. It's pretty good. I made this map. I mean, I made this map in like 2 days. I mean, I probably made it in my brain. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That brain software is called Unity and Blender.
The people the people that went on a mission into Mark's brain, they really did appear in like this world, and they're like, "Wow, Mark,
Solve
your
that
brain's a
existence.
mess." And then they immediately were in a World War trench being bombarded by mortar shells. So that was great.
So would you like to know how we did that? Did we ever tell you how we did that?
Use this Atom Smasher.
Yeah,
Avatars.
there was 2 Atom Smashers and so one had a mortar prefab. So
Nice.
We were actually mortaring you. I was coordinating
incredible.
the strikes. Me, Munmun, and Iceberg were all bombarding around the trenches.
Oh.
This is the fucking thing that's making Mark keep wandering off like a psychopath, by the way. And they turned it off for a moment, and then they turned it back on.
God, this is a fucking horrifying place. I love it.
You know what's more horrifying?
That's
Do I still
playing
have it?
music right
Do I
now,
still have it?
and it plays throughout the entire map, not just in this area.
Oh, I don't
Oh.
Now it's playing the music.
Fucking, I'm terrified. I no longer have
Oh,
my
I
Marcus
hear it.
clone. Oh,
I need to make a fucking hellscape dream world map because I know what I'd do for fucking Sam. It's just like a snowy planet with nothing around.
I know what I do. If I know what I would get for Dexter, and all I can imagine is just a big.
Oh shit! I was just given leather gloves as Marcus for Christmas. Oh, and a cool
Let's
collar.
go.
A new update for my dog. A cool collar for my dog. Marcus is going to think it's for him. And
Would you like to know what Cupcake got from Kanto? He got a Glock.
oh, nice.
I'm like, Cupcake has 15 Glocks. The Glock number keeps counting.
He needs the big Glockinator Prime.
Oh my god. You know what
God,
I
it's
do?
probably a good
I
thing
need to-
Marcus
I need to
wasn't
see
given
someone-
like an aviator glasses or something. Can you imagine Marcus with those? He's already got these.
Watch me. Get you.
Dude, that'd be
Let's get you
fucking
Cupcake.
sick.
This gift list isn't done. Cupcake hasn't delivered.
Marcus is
Also, by
drunk
the
fuck
way,
up.
I forgot to tell you last time.
I've got a little panel where I can
with
change
Marcus
the
on-
stuff.
Oh,
Complete darkness! Complete darkness! Give me the... I'll do it.
But yeah, also, do you hear what music's playing in the background? By the way, on Marcus's
heard it.
table is a big, shittily wrapped wooden box with "Don't open until December 25th" written on it.
Is it Halloween?
It's what do you think it is? And for reference, Marcus
Hold
now
on,
has
that's
a
not
Lewis
funny.
gun with 3 magazines fully loaded sat on his table in a Christmas box. Cupcake
That's
spent
incredible.
most of his remaining credits on that.
I want you to imagine Marcus is like there with the box, like,
He's like,
You know, a part of me
he
wants to do.
He
part of me
picks
wants
it
to
up
do
and he
it,
shakes it
um,
like you shake your boxes if you're looking for like Legos, and you just hear just metal clinking, and it's just like, oh.
Love the,
Shaking it
love the
lightly.
image of like Cupcake sitting in his apartment and just Cupcake looking down to the street and Marcus just with a fucking Lewis gun in his hands. Like,
yes,
my
on
God,
that
it's a
Christmas
apartment.
day.
Creepy little shit.
I want you to imagine it, Cupcake, Christmas morning. Marcus is out there in the snow with his Lewis gun running around like, yes! Yes!
Yes! Yes! You know what I need to put on Cupcake? You know what I need Cupcake to put together? Cupcake needs a... I might ask a friend to make a light combat of Cupcake so I can walk around the meat rack, just so he can have a Glock. Like, you know what? Fuck you.
Fuck you. Done.
Alright, I
Leave
think
a
the
like-
IZCA is
Cupcake
about to open up, so I'll stop my
Half an
stream
hour,
and
yeah.
start it again, or maybe I'll just vibe there. Oh, Marcus technically,
I'm gonna get my
Marcus
ass in the
still
VR.
has a leash on him. Not literally, I mean, Marcus technically still can't go places, but he is off the ban list for the teleporters, which is terrifying because at any moment, if a person isn't watching Marcus, he could just wake up one morning and just keep going. It happens when he was about to wake up. It's like, all right, the body's trying to wake up. Oh, nope, Marcus isn't waking up. Marcus is just gonna start going. Goodbye, Marcus.
Love the image of like a half awake Cupcake seeing Marcus walk the street. Like, what the? Oh, Marcus, no!
Yeah, you see Marcus just beelining for somewhere. It's like, that ain't Marcus, is it?
What is Marcus? That's not
I
Marcus.
mean-
It's just Jerky Boy running after him. Like, fuck.
I love that
Alright,
Jerky
well,
Boy had
we know
been
what's
dealing with
happening
it for a while at that point and was told to help Marcus, right? Jerky Boy, who's not at the clinic, is like, back. Cupcake, take the constraints.
Take
Take
the
the
fucking
restraints.
monster restraints.
Take the monster
Take the
restraints and use
restraints
them on
designed to keep
Papa.
monsters. Use them on Papa. I mean, stop being a cryptid. That's my job. He's behind you. He's play spacing in the floor to walk around you. Listen. Oh my god, you know what Cupcake needs to make? I know Cupcake can do it. All it takes is some adhesive.
Matrix.
You ever seen the Glockinator?
Glockinator? No.
It's 2 Glocks strapped to the side of each other. With drum mags.
Yeah, so this make
Fully
Glock
automatic.
Prime. It's not just 2 angled, he needs 4. It needs to be like a cross.
Oh my god, look, it's my baby Winchester.
around with
It's 2
cross
Glocks
weapon.
tied together.
So the 2 Glocks, dumps those, flips it over, dumps those.
Guys, I've got
I'm
a
gonna be
mini
honest, I wanna get
Winchester. It's
Winchester
inspired by
legs.
the 1887, and it's 2 Glocks tied together. I know it's not the same thing, but I
wanna
can
get
dream!
Cupcake, listen, I want to get Cupcake like a shotgun. Because imagine Cupcake just kicking a door through and just blasting a
If I'm-
fucker with like a
If I ever
fucking lemon.
update this one, you know it's gonna be the 1880. I forget what the Winchester. It's gonna be the
1880,
oldie Winchester. Yes, you know it.
Listen. Also, by the way, when Marcus opens up the
Look at
wooden
that
crate,
footnote.
it is both the sledgehammer and the Lewis gun.
Oh! I'm gonna
Cupcake
have
spent
to
the most money on
update
Marcus.
Mark's weapon wheel. Like, I need to put the melees and the guns in their own subcategories now, or whatever. And I'm not going to bother with the attack thing for the guns. If I have it out, I just make an angry face to shoot it. That's like
Brilliant.
no safety,
Right.
no
a-
safety, bro. All right,
Cupcake's gun-
my tummy's
Cupcake-
angry at me. I'm sorry, tummy. I'll feed you.
Go get food.
I
food.
cannot
I'm a-
bother.
A tan
get
sustenance
cooking.
by Mortal Coil.
I ordered sushi yesterday. I'm gonna do it again.
That sounds pretty based.
Hell yeah. Have a good one.
Yeah.
There's
oh,
war
that's probably
trenches.
good at-
There's war trenches somewhere in that direction. I forget where.
Ooh. Nice. If you're going
Actually,
to
if you just go to the field
IZCA, I'll
one-
probably see you there.
If you go to the field button at spawn,
Also-
you
also
can see the
just
trenches I
because the
made. They're
funny-
fun.
The creature.
Mhm.
Archie. Bye-bye. I'm going to the trenches. Okay, I'm actually hungry. I'm in the stream. Goodbye. Oh yeah, if you go go for here. It just becomes a
Oh.
maze. A maze of this. Yep. So imagine
is
getting bombarded
horrifying.
and running through a maze-like version of this. Essentially, it's so much fun. I had my friends go through here. I bet they will never want to enter Mark's brain again. So funny. I
Wow.
basically have like a steampunk version of Corporate Wars from Mark's backstory, and he was part of a like paramilitary company thing. Very funny.
That's so cool.
So it was flavored like steampunk
Yeah.
World War, but it's the narrative flavoring is more like cyberpunk, cyber corporate wars, but with the steampunk
Mhm.
flavoring. So fun. Anyways, I'm so bad at leaving. I'm gonna go. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, go! Go, go, go,
I'll give you a hug.
I give a hug.
It's good to see you. Oh, I almost fell over in real life.
I need. Oh, rip. I need to RP more. Fuck it. Starting in like 20. I'm gonna go to the IZCA tonight. That's what I'll do.
Hell yeah.
I'll do a-
I'm
I
gonna
need
go
to
there. I'll
RP.
vibe.
Fuck yeah.
Beach.
Alright. I'm probably gonna just vibe at the ICCA off stream because most of the time I'm just sitting at the library reading books. I don't know if you want to watch that, guys. Have a good one. I'm just running into the water. I'm about to drown.
Uh-oh.